living beings are earthlings. We are one animal among many animals.
Right.
So Patanjali in the Yoga Sutra, the foundation of the yoga practice is saying if you are interested in yoga, which means to connect to God, or as you guys were talking about, your higher self, your soul, who the innate nature of the soul is happiness.
Yeah.
Good mood.
Good vibes.
Well, if you want that, then your relationship to the earth and all other beings should be mutually beneficial. There, right there, just so you know, I rest my case. There's an argument, there's a conclusive argument for why a yogi should be vegan.
But how are there so many yogis that are not vegan?
I don't know. But I do know that for me, then I realized that I could use yoga as a platform for animal rights activism and veganism.
Wow.
And that is why I decided to teach yoga.
Did you find when you began Jivamukti Yoga, people having that confusion as to why they needed to be vegan if they wanted to practice yoga?
Yeah, like what were the challenges you faced with people at the teacher trainings?
My job was as a teacher. A teacher, I feel, is a communicator,
Right.
not a professor. So to communicate, you have to have a good relationship with the person you are speaking to,
Right.
right? And if you see that person as cruel, unkind, ignorant, a meat eater set in their ways, so many negative projections,
Right.
how are you going to have a good conversation?
Right.
How are you going to be able to truly communicate? So I realized early on that advocacy with hate or negative judgment is not so effective.
Right.
But also, this being said, I think that this is a really important point in acting from a place of compassion, but also recognizing that, like, we don't need to let people off the hook either. So
Right.
when you're
Yeah.
speaking with them, you don't have to be a pushover and be like, yeah, whenever you want, at your own pace, or
No,
yeah,
that is not what I am
Right.
talking about.
At all.
at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Just so you
Just
know.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's an essential idea that if you want somebody to become more compassionate, to become a kind person, a person who doesn't eat animals, a person that doesn't support any kind of cruelty or exploitation towards animals, then it's your job to see them like that. Because if you cannot see them, or at least see the potential, if you cannot see them like that, how dare you expect them to be that way? Because you yourself can't even see that.
It's so true.
You're seeing them as a bad person,
Right.
as a cruel person, as an ignorant person, or whatever negative label you
weak
want.
person. I have compassion, and I have understanding that sometimes it comes from within. That person has to make that choice and feel safe and make those connections internally in order for true change within that person to be had. But I lose my
Except
patience.
when it comes to Antoine.
She called you out.
Well, it's really
And
tricky.
you kind of lost it.
Yeah,
right?
I did lose it because I see this individual making those connections, yet then feeling like it's too hard, or it's part of their culture, or like, oh, you see me as a bad person, you're no better, and then I lose my bhav, as you say, and I feel defensive.
Bhav
and
is good mood, by the way.
good
Bhav
mood.
means the ultimate good mood.
Right.
And it is innate within us.
Right.
This is a yogic teaching.
It's difficult to be in a good mood when you find yourself having to re-teach over and over again. I find myself losing hope, because if the people closest to me can't hear my heart, see the hearts of these animals, then I kind of get discouraged from about strangers actually making that connection.
Well, there is another practice in yoga called satsang.
Satsang?
Satsang.
Satsang.
It means good association.
Right. Okay.
It means kind of like what we're doing now. We're hanging out with like-minded beings.
right.
Right? We're everybody here, we are committed to animal liberation. We're against enslavement of other beings.
100%.
We're vegan,
Yeah.
right? So if you and Antoine had visited the Jivamukti Yoga Center in Paris and you had the good association there,
Right.
instead of having just the association of his family and friends
Yeah.
who are staunch, French meat eaters, and then it might have been different.
Yeah.
Right, because he's in a social situation where he's got his mom in one ear telling him,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey,
eat this.
honey,
I made this, for, you.
You love this.
It's cultural. It's like you only come to visit once a year.
Right.
Eat it. And then he's got you on the other hand, and he's like, what do I do? And because the majority of people are eating animals, he feels that he wants to fit in. And I think that
and
this
he
is
feels judged by
big
me.
question.
That is, I think, the essential. When I ask myself, why isn't everybody vegan?
Right.
Why are people still eating animals?
They're resisting.
Drinking milk.
Right.
Eating eggs.
cheese.
In this day and age, when
Right.
the information is out there, there's really no excuse. Why are people doing it? Because most people are doing it.
Right.
And so
Isn't that crazy?
they want to fit in.
Crazy. I
They
know.
want to be normal.
Right.
A lot of people just don't have the courage to be different.